Hi there. Sorry, I forgot to do a follow-up for this one. If you need to look back at the original video, there's a link to the video in the description below. But just to quickly recap, I was using a lay the field strategy in order to demonstrate how to refer to a bet in the market with a view to cancelling it. So what I was doing is I was laying the field at 2, and as soon as one of those lays was taken, the rest were cancelled. So I'm going to expand upon that in this video, but instead of just having one lay of the field, I'm going to split the current lay of the field up into 2 at different odds, at 2 and at 3. So let's just open up the strategy editor first of all. And we just simply need to copy that one. Edit it. And so what we're going to do is change this to, I won't bother changing the titles and things. Change that to 50. And fixed odds at 3. I don't think there's any conditions required other than the favourites SP being greater than 2.5. So that's fine. We can click on OK for that to save that. And we need to change the liability stake on this one. So that should be 50, but we're still at odds of 2. Okay. As I say, I won't bother changing the titles, but this one's at a liability at 3. This one is at 2. Okay, and we also need to cancel the, or copy I should say, the cancel rule. And we go in here and choose edit. Now this is the important thing. This is the one that's doing all the work. Now before, the condition was checking to see if there's any bets that are fully matched in the market, any lay bets that have been fully matched. And if there are, we will cancel all the remaining bets. However, we need to filter this a little bit, in which case we need to specify, is there any bets that have odds of 3 in the market? So the fixed odds at 3. And we also need to make sure the change there, because at the moment this criteria here will find a lay that's been matched in the market at odds of 3, but the action that gets triggered by that condition being true will delete all lays that are unmatched. So we need to specify the same thing in here. So that needs to be 3. Okay. We can click on OK for that. And we need to do a similar thing up here. The condition needs to be, scroll down a little bit. It needs to be set to 2. And the action, again, has to be set to 2. Now, I'm not going to bother demonstrating it just to try and keep this video relatively short, but you can also specify an odds range as well. So you could specify fixed odds, or you could refer it to any of the other odds-related conditions. So you can specify in there, cancel anything that's been or waiting to be matched that happens to be sitting at 2.5 up to 3.5. for example. But we're just going to use single odds because we know that's the only kind of bets that are in the market. So this one has to be 2. Conditions are all fine. That's good. So we should be good to go. Cancel at 2, cancel at 3. That's all good. So we'll save that. And we'll skip ahead when this race gets underway and let you see it happening. Okay, we're off and running, and we'll soon see our lays getting submitted there. We'll just switch to the My Bets tab. Let's just increase this a little bit so we can see everything. Okay, I alluded to in the first video on this that using lay the field isn't the best idea for doing this. There are a couple of other ways. I'm not going to show you. What I am going to do is I'll give you a little tip at the end of this video on how to set that up. There's one of three things will happen in this race. You'll have one horse potentially getting matched both at 3 and at 2. Alternatively, you'll have one horse matching at 3 and another horse matching at 2 once all the 3s have been deleted. There is actually another possibility in that if it's a very close race and a number of horses approach these breakpoints at 2 or 3 simultaneously, literally within milliseconds of each other, Fairbot doesn't have enough time to distinguish between them, so you may actually get multiple lays taken at the given price. Right, so that's all the 3s being deleted. Okay, and then you see that Mrs. Nida has taken all the 2s. So she's going to end up with a loss simply because of the way the odds and the liabilities are structured. But that clearly shows you how to delete specific bets or unmatched bets at specific odds within the market. All pretty straightforward. Right, the other method that you can use rather than use on lay the field. What we're doing here is we are cancelling all bets that are unmatched after the first bet is matched. Now, by definition, that first bet that gets matched, that runner must, at that split second, be the favourite in the market. So instead of laying the field and then cancelling unmatched bets, what you can do is simply monitor the market for the current favourite, which will chop and change as the odds chop and change and the runners change positions within the race. And when that runner is identified and hits odds of 3, for example, you immediately submit a lay bet, typically at the last traded price, for example. And that way you do not need to cancel any bets. Okay, I hope you can put that to good use. Cheers.